Welcome all of you in SST College of Arts and Commerce. This is SST Edupedia. I am Assistant Professor DEEPAK GAVADE. Today we are going to learn a topic, public speaking, from the subject Communication Skills in English 1 of FY.BA and Effective Communication 1 of FY.BAMMC. Now, what is public speaking? Public speaking, that is also called as oratory or oration. Traditionally, it has been defined as speaking in person to live audience. Now today it also includes speaking formally or informally to an audience through digital technology. It may be live, it may be pre-recorded or at a distance also. So for public speaking, we require to do certain things like audience analysis, we have to write the proper content, we have to do the certain preparation. So let's focus on what preparations we are required to do. The very first thing which is required, content. Means whenever we are going for public speaking, we require content. Now the question is that what is content? Content is a compilation of information, ideas and messages that are translated into some kind of written, visual or audible format for others to consume. Means it may be sometimes it may be certain information which you want to give to your audience, or it may be certain ideas which you want to share with your audience. So that is called as a content. Now after collecting the content, we have to present it in a proper order. That also we are going to see. But when we are writing the content, we have to do audience analysis. Now what is actually that audience analysis is? Now audience analysis actually involves identifying the audience and adapting a speech to their interests, their level of understanding, their attitudes, their beliefs. And taking an audience-centered approach is also important because speakers' effectiveness will be improved if the presentation is created and delivered in an appropriate manner. So when we are doing audience analysis, we have to keep into mind certain factors. Now what are those factors? Let's have a glance on the factors which we have to consider for audience analysis. The very first factor is audience expectations. What our audience actually expect us from us. So that we have to consider. Because the audience, they also know the topic on which we are going to interact with them, on which we are going to speak. So what are their expectations? We should identify their expectations first. Then the second thing, knowledge of topic. Whatever topic we are going to deliver, we should have the proper knowledge of the topic. We should gather the proper information, draft the proper content, or rather I would say we should draft the compelling content which will attract our audience attraction, and it will sustain the attraction. Then attitude towards topic. What is the attitude of the audience towards the topic? Whether they find this topic very difficult, whether they find this topic very easy, boring. So we have to identify that what is the attitude of the audience towards the topic. Then what is the audience size? Means how many audience we are going to address. The number of audience. So before starting the preparation, we should know that how many audience will be there to whom I am going to address. Then demographies. Demographies may include their gender, their age, their educational qualification. So we should know this thing beforehand when we are going to address the audience. Then setting, where actually we are going to address them. What is the venue of the public speaking? Whether it is open auditorium, whether it is a small room. So we should know it beforehand. Then voluntariness. that whether the audience will be voluntarily involved in the topic which we are going to speak or not. So we should identify it beforehand. Then egocentrism is also the issue. So we should have to deal with this and we should have to analyze. Now after completing the stage of audience analysis, we have to proceed further for drafting the speech or the content. We have collected the information or we are having certain ideas in our mind. So before that, we have to put it on the paper. Now how to draft it? How to write the speech? If we consider the speech, it should be into this form that at initial level, we have to write the introduction first. We have to introduce the topic. After that, the body of the speech, and then third, the conclusion will be there. So let's see it one by one. The very first is introduction. So the early minutes of a talk are important to establish your credibility, your likability, and personal anecdotes often work well to get things started. This is also where you will outline your main points. Means here you have to introduce yourself, you have to introduce your topic, and these are the few moments where you can have, you can maintain or you can build a good rapport with the audience. Here in the introduction, you can catch the attention of your audience. Then comes the part that is body. The body means to get the issues you are there to address, limiting them to 5 points at most. In body we have to write maximum 5 points, we have to explain those points. Then illustrate those points by giving certain evidences, certain examples, and you should be passionate. Your conviction can be as persuasive as the appeal of your ideas. That is important. And the last is conclusion. If your conclusion should be very proper, it should be also again catch the attention of the audience. So wrap up with the feelings as well as fact. End with something a bit that will inspire your listeners. So you can proceed when you will write your speech. Now after drafting the speech comes the part of how to deliver the speech. Now let's have a look at it. How to make a good speech. Choose an important topic that we have done. Consider your audience, we have dealt with. We have to identify the audience. Prepare the structure. Then we can begin a good strong point. Then for making a speech good, use concrete details and visual aids. Include a personal element in it, or consider rhetorical devices also, and memorability. So after doing these things, we go on the stage to deliver that particular speech. So here are some tips for effective speech delivery. The very first tip is that make a good set of notes you can follow at a glance and practice your presentation. You should have your pointers with you when you will stand on the stage for delivering the speech. So as you can refer the points at the time of delivery of the speech, means logically you can deliver all the points one by one. Dressing, that is very important. Your dress should fit to the occasion. We should wear always the formal dress. Our hairstyle should be formal. And when you are going for the presentation, avoid wearing a hat or cap because it obscures your face. Then arrange the environment to suit your presentation and get rid of distractions. Erase needless information from the boards, or you can turn off the equipments which you are not going to use. Opening the window, closing the window. These things you should avoid when you are going to give the presentation. Turn on enough light so people can adequately see you, your eyes, your facial expression. It is very important because at the time of speech delivery, meaning in public speaking, body language, your facial expressions, your eye contact, it also plays very important role. So you have to focus on these things also. Then you have to check the operational audio-visual equipments before your presentation, that whether everything is working properly or not, whether the mic is working properly, whether the presentation you have downloaded it or not, whether that projector is going on properly, everything, every technical aspect you have to check it before starting your presentation. Then make sure your notes and other materials are in proper order before you begin. And then get rid of any gum or food you might have in your mouth. Don't hold a pen or paper clip or anything else that you might twiddle or distract your listeners. Then stand or sit up straight with your weight balanced. Avoid slumping, twisting or leaning on the lectern, table or computer console, and don't stand in the light from the projector. As well as make eye contact before you start your speech, as you normally do in the beginning of a conversation. And many times many speakers, they utter some kind of particular words, like sometimes they say like this, avoid this, or sometimes the speakers use the word okay, okay in their speech. So avoid using such kind of words also. Then interact your listeners, means talk to your listeners as if you are having a conversation with them. Make plenty of genuine eye contact with your audience. Avoid merely reading your presentation. You should explain your presentation. Points are for your reference. Then focus on sharing your ideas. You have to communicate in between. You can ask them questions also, interact them. If you are asking anything, solve their doubts also. Means in that interactive way the speech should go on, the session should go on. Then use voice expressively. You should use voice modulation, proper stress, proper accent you have to use. Your pronunciation should be proper, stress, intonation, tone of the speech, everything you have to focus on these things. Okay, so speak with appropriate loudness also, appropriate speed also. Then consider audience, place and topic. Use variation in your speech. So these are the points. And then use your body expressively and meaningfully. Your body should express your thoughts, your feelings as well as your topic. You should feel energized. You should show your energy, as well as you have to use different kind of gestures along with your verbal presentation. That is very important. And last but not the least, remember 3 keys of effective delivery. That first is energy. Your speech should be full of energy. Your delivery should be full of energy. Then eye contact. You should have constant eye contact with all the audience sitting in front of you. And expression, that is very important. It's your facial expression. So I hope you have understood how we can proceed for public speaking. Now in today's lecture, we have tried to cover that what is public speaking, what is content, what is audience analysis, how to draft the speech and how to deliver effective speech. Thank you for watching.